Hi, I'm Andrew Bowen, KPBS Metro reporter and Vice President of the San Diego Pro Chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists. Today, our chapter's board is excited to announce our 2021 Window, Wall, and Sunshine Awards. The Window Award goes to a public official or agency who has shown a strong commitment to transparency and open government. The Wall Award goes to a public official or agency that's done the opposite, blocking or limiting access to information. And the Sunshine Award goes to a journalist or advocate who worked especially hard to shed light on stories that otherwise would not have been covered. Because we had to cancel last year's event honoring the 2020 award recipients, we're including them in today's video. And we're going to start with our 2021 Window Award, which goes to Dave Rolland, Senior Communications Advisor to San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria. Rolland had a long career as a journalist before transitioning to government communications roles, first in the state legislature, then the city of San Diego. While serving as the council communications director for City Council President Georgette Gomez, Rolland started The People's Business, a blog explaining in plain language items of public interest on the council's meeting agendas. Now, these agendas are often too complicated for the average person to understand, but Rolland made them accessible and provided important context for key issues. Journalists also find Rolland easy to reach and quick to respond, even when he's not the right person to answer our questions. Congratulations, Dave.
Hey, everybody. When Andrew Bowen called me up and told me I'd won the Window Award, I got to tell you, I got the goosebumps. Even though I've won a few journalism awards in my career, this one felt a little bit different. Even though it's been 6 years since I moved over to the other side, I'm not sure I'm fully settled in yet. The transition wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. So to have my work recognized by a group of journalists, well, it's nice. My efforts in 2020 on behalf of the City Council were all about demystifying city government, making it more accessible. And so if I helped make it just a little bit easier to understand for just a few more people, well, I feel good about that. And I can tell you that knowing I'd be receiving this award inspired me to fight that much harder a few weeks ago to help the press gain access to the San Diego Convention Center, where unaccompanied migrant children are living temporarily. And you should know that I had the full support of Mayor Todd Gloria in making sure members of the press got inside that building before the first 500 girls arrived. So this award, it's already paying dividends. Anyway, thanks so much to the San Diego Society of Professional Journalists. Y'all are doing extremely important work. Please keep it up, and I'll do everything I can to help. Cheers.
Our 2020 Window Award goes to Michael Vu. Until recently, Vu was the San Diego County Registrar of Voters. Vu is a shining example of a public official who goes above and beyond to make sure people understand how their government works. Journalists appreciate that he makes time, even after hours, to talk on the phone or give an interview, even as the business of running county elections becomes more complex and demanding. At a time when election integrity is under increasing scrutiny, Vu has shown a commitment to transparency that every public official should aspire to. Now, in January, the county promoted him to Assistant Chief Administrative Officer, where we expect he'll continue to do good work. Congratulations, Michael Vu.
Thank you, San Diego Society of Professional Journalists, for honoring me with the 2020 Window Award. Receiving an award like this validates all that we strive for at the Registrar of Voters, which is to gain the public's trust and confidence by being transparent in conducting elections. At a time where there was much consternation over the presidential election cycle and how the pandemic would affect our community's ability to vote, we knew that a greater emphasis on openness, education, and accessibility was paramount. Without a doubt, I can say that our community rallied around this message, and it is demonstrated by the number of voters who participated, with over 1.6 million San Diegans casting a ballot. Although the pandemic has me capturing my thanks through this video, I look forward to the day where I can meet all of you in person. Thank you again, SPJ, for this wonderful recognition. I am happy to accept this award on behalf of everyone at the Register of Voters who work so diligently each and every day.
Our 2021 Sunshine Award goes to Claire Trageser, Katie Stiegel, Amitha Sharma, and David Washburn of KPBS. Last December, KPBS published a 3-part series examining previously undisclosed data on COVID-19 outbreak locations. Claire Trageser was the project's lead reporter, with additional reporting by Katie Stiegel and Amitha Sharma. David Washburn was the series editor. Multiple media organizations sued the county to try to get this data. The county argued that making the information public would hamper contact tracing efforts and discourage businesses from reporting COVID-19 outbreaks. The media organizations argued, and San Diego SPJ agrees, that the public interest outweighs those concerns. The KPBS reporting team showed courage in standing up to the county's efforts to withhold this information from the public, and we're proud to present them with the 2021 Sunshine Award. Here accepting the award are Katie Stiegel, Amitha Sharma, and Claire Trageser.
Hi there. I'd just like to say thank you so much for this award. It's such an honor. And another honor is having members of the community trust us enough to give us this information that helps us hold governments accountable.
Thank you, SPJ, for the Sunshine Award.
Hi, SPJ. Wanted to say thank you so much for the honor of giving myself the Sunshine Award along with Katie, Amitha, and David. There's so many other people who we should also mention, people who can't be named, and then people at KPBS who really made it possible to make that information and data accessible to everyone, to the public, to other journalists. I also wanted to say that it really shouldn't have required us publishing all of the outbreak information, that was something that should come from San Diego County, and so we could have awarded this to someone else who was deserving as well. But that's the way it happened, and so thank you so much. Keep working, everyone, to make information and records as accessible as possible. Thank you.
Our 2020 Sunshine Award recipient is the Honorable Dana M. Sabra, U.S. District Judge of the Southern District of California. Our board chose him for this award for his work facilitating media coverage of a landmark case he oversees concerning the separation of families at the U.S. border with Mexico. Judge Sabra created a toll-free phone line so journalists could listen in live to hearings. It's difficult to overstate the importance of this case for U.S. policy and the thousands of affected families. In July 2018, Judge Sabra held several hearings a week, and to this day regularly holds hearings that are full of significant disclosures and testimony from government officials. Very few, if any, news organizations or journalists could afford to attend every key hearing in person. Judge Sabra posted dial-in information for media in the public docket entirely on his own initiative, with no obligation to do so. As a result, this case has received the extensive coverage it so clearly deserves. Congratulations, Judge Dana M. Sabra.
Greetings, and thank you very much for this award. I am most appreciative of being recognized with the Sunshine Award. After all, our democracy is rooted in transparency. We know that governments do not function well and often decidedly against their own citizens when they're working in the shadows. And we need only look to, for our own example, World War II, the Korematsu decision, the mass incarceration of 120,000 Japanese Americans, 80,000 of whom were U.S. citizens, 40,000 of whom were here lawfully, all of whom were lawfully present. And that was nothing short of a race-based classification and incarceration. And we have to ask, how did that happen? And in significant part, it was through a lack of transparency. We now know, based on recent discovery over the years, that the government hid a lot of information from the court, both the military and the executive branch. We know now that there was not at any time any evidence of espionage, sabotage, or military necessity justifying that incarceration. So one has to wonder if there was full transparency, if there was robust investigative reporting, and if the media had full access to the court proceedings and the public rights to know was honored fully, whether the outcome would have been different. And I think it may well have. And that leads us to the Miss L case, the family separation case, where a couple of things went particularly well. The first is a great tribute to each of you who are in the media, who represent the print and the television reporting. The investigative reporting in this case was unprecedented. And in fact, it was the discovery of a lot of the information in the family separation case that came from the media, from you, and was provided to plaintiff's counsel in this very case. And time and again, counsel came into court with fresh evidence, often uncovered through investigative reporting, that was not refuted by the government. And it provided the basis for this court to issue an injunction prohibiting family separation and ordering the reunification of several thousand children. Also, I think what served us so well is the ability of each of you to dial in, to call into these court proceedings, to listen real time to what was happening in the court. This case, of course, had national and international attention, and it was deserving of a particular attention by the court to honor the First Amendment rights, the public right to know. And this, in my view, was the best way to do it, where reporters could call in and hear real-time these proceedings, and then to disseminate the news within minutes or hours of every court proceeding. And in this way, through this investigative reporting and through the public's right to know, the access to the court, and the public's awareness of all of these proceedings, that I think justice was done and it was served the best it could under all of those circumstances. And so I want to thank you for the investigative reporting that was done, for recognizing and honoring me and the court for this award. It is so fundamentally important that we continue as a government, our three branches of government, to do things in the full light of day. And so we count on the media to have access, full transparency to all of this information so that you can inform the public of what its government is doing. And so for that, I'm very grateful for this award. It is very meaningful to me, and I will always treasure it. Thank you.
Last year, our board created the first ever Skylight Award, a sort of lifetime achievement award for open government, and we're proud to present this award to Karen Dalton, the now retired media liaison for the San Diego County Superior Court. For years, it was difficult to get basic information on happenings at the Superior Court, and court officials were rarely prepared for major news events that drew large groups of reporters. That reality changed with Karen Dalton. Dalton is a former KNSD broadcast reporter. As a media liaison for the court, she quickly responded to reporters' questions and went out of her way to explain complex court procedures. Dalton has also worked with many reporters to track down data and information they might otherwise have struggled to access. She's been an advocate for the news media before judges, and she's helped reporters do a better job covering the court, which helps the public better understand the justice system. We're proud to give Karen Dalton our first ever Skylight Award for her career championing the public's right to know. Karen sent us these comments. My sincere thanks to the Society of Professional Journalists for this honor. I'm truly touched to receive the inaugural Skylight Award. It is my belief that reporters, editors, producers, and their mediums are integral to a healthy democracy. You are the public's eyes and ears. As I look back on my career, this award is a highlight and gives value to that guiding principle. Lastly, I want to thank the presiding judges and my executive officer, Mike Roddy, who supervised my work at the Superior Superior Court. Without their support, there would be no award. Those who hold positions above a public affairs or public information officer must share in the belief of open information flow to make it all work. And now for this year's Wall Award, which we're presenting to the County of San Diego. We recognize it's been a difficult year for the county, as it's grappled with an unprecedented health crisis, and we commend county staff and elected officials for holding regular press conferences to update the public on the pandemic. But certain actions have shown the county still has some bad instincts when it comes to transparency. They stopped responding to public records requests, telling journalists that things were on hold during the state of emergency. Yet other counties and government agencies that faced similar challenges amid the pandemic still managed to honor the California Public Records Act. Equally troubling are the efforts that county officials made to kill that KPBS story on COVID-19 outbreak locations. County officials called the story not responsible journalism. We couldn't disagree more. In January, the Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to establish a new Transparency Advisory Committee. This is encouraging, and we hope it leads to real change. But while we wait, we hope this year's Wall Award will push the county in the right direction. Our 2020 Wall Award went to the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. We made this decision largely for how it's responded to public scrutiny of deaths in its jails. Our members also say it's often difficult to get basic information from the media division on arrests and investigations in a timely fashion. At times, the department has refused to provide basic information after someone in custody dies, not just to the press, but even to some inmates' families. Instead, the department has waited until the medical examiner determines the cause of death, which can take months. Then it issues a press release while the autopsy report is still sealed, and that deprives journalists and the public of important information. 1 year after our board chose the Sheriff's Department for this sort of anti-award, we're still troubled by reports of the department withholding information about inmate deaths. But we would like to acknowledge the department's recent efforts to be more transparent about COVID-19 cases in its jails. We hope that trend continues. So congratulations again to all our honorees. And a reminder to all our journalists in San Diego, we're currently accepting entries for our 2021 journalism contest. The deadline is May 3rd, but if you submit by April 26th, you'll get a discount on the entry fees. And journalism students, we're giving away a total of 7 scholarships worth $1,000 each. That deadline is also May 3rd. And you can find all this information at spjsandiego.org. Thanks for watching.